Ever since sophomore year, I've always imagined giving a senior speech about thriving in life, about getting to this high pedestal. Well, I'm here to tell you, boys and girls, I'm still struggling. But that's okay. I'm still figuring everything out, playing it by ear. But the truth is, you don't have to have everything figured out right now. Before I came to Derryfield freshman year, I went to a pretty small middle school composed of my close friends who lived just a short bike ride away from my house. It seemed obvious to me that going to high school with them was the next step. I went to open houses at my local middle school, picked out my classes, and conversed with teachers. Everything seemed under control, like I had my whole life planned out. Until I decided to apply to Derryfield, and, well, obviously, the rest is history. However, from the beginning, I never really felt like I truly belonged here. I never acted like everyone else, and I never chose to conform who I was for the sake of fitting in. Eventually, I realized that my loneliness just stemmed from fear. Freshman summer, I went to the Leadership Summit in Vermont, where there's this thing called circle time, where everyone is in a circle and reflects on deep questions in the dark. Some questions asked were, do you wear a mask, and what are you afraid of most? I answered word for word, my biggest fear is to be forgotten, to be no one, and to not make any impact or legacy. A lot of you know me as this loud, outgoing, sociable guy who's sometimes too talkative, but deep down, I guess I always knew that being overly talkative was just a defense mechanism. At the beginning of junior year, my feelings of loneliness were definitely at an all-time high. I would just walk the halls with my head down, and it came to a point where I could recognize a person's shoes better than their face. I thought that maybe it wouldn't matter if I just didn't show up to school some days. Maybe a few of you have felt this way too. It came to a point where I visited an old friend from my middle school at his current high school, the place where I was originally planning on going. I was met with so many familiar faces and bright smiles, where it felt so easy to take a day in the life that could have been my life. However, I didn't feel any better with myself. It felt like I was just ignoring what I had right in front of me. The next day, I walked into our library at school. Beyond the window, I saw the fall leaves whoosh as the wind took them for a ride. Inside the library, a group of middle schoolers sat around in the beanbags until they started to trickle out. The last middle schooler left in the library was someone who I routinely said hi to and shared fist bumps with in the halls. At this point in the year, I felt like a husk of my former optimistic self, just watching the clock as time ticked by. I decided to sit down and talk to the middle schooler who didn't know me all too well. I told her about the complexity of what I was feeling and joked about the idea of transferring. Once I explained what transferring meant, she said to me, "You can't leave. I won't allow it." Even though I was only joking, those words have stuck with me, because not even athletic or academic achievements was more important than leaving an impact on someone who I thought wasn't affected by my small acts of kindness. To all the middle schoolers or underclassmen who think that upperclassmen are scary, trust me, you sometimes play a bigger role in our lives than you might think. Community comes in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes in ways you don't expect. Maybe one's impact in community isn't just in athletic achievements or social status, but in the hearts of people that they have touched through their time here. Thank you.